Shalom. 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 All praises, honor, and glory. It goes to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles. Double honors to the elders of Great Millstone. Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. Barakathum to the hopeful elect. Shalom. Shalom. This is the brother Tazayar Benyamin from the GMS Kansas City Church. Back with one more lesson. I'm going to entitle it, When You Put the Work In, You Can Eat the Fruits. Some of that extent. You know, but this is a lesson going into putting in the work. And it's not just, you know, doing videos. All right. Because, you know, when we speak of the work, you know, that's obviously, you know, the most important work we can do is for the Lord. You know, pushing these videos and going out to the highways and byways and preaching on the streets. Those are the works that Yahawashi talked about. You know, but Yahawashi, he also was a perfect creation on this planet Earth. And we're not. All right? We aren't perfect. We have flaws. We have things we need to work on. We have things we need to improve on. We have certain aspects of our lives that, you know, really don't need to be there. Okay? And so, you know, that's kind of where I got the concept of putting in the work, man. And it can mean different things for different brothers. You know, me myself, I used to be a skinny brother. Used to be a skinny brother. You know, I didn't have that much self-confidence, right? But over the years, you know, I put the work in. I'm going to the gym, working on my social skills, working on basic communication skills, you know, and I was able to, hey, get myself in the into some favorable positions, bro. You know, but this title or this topic can go different ways. So, you know, if you listen to this and you kind of know, you know, what's on your spirit that you need to improve on, don't be afraid to put the hard work in, man. Starting off here, Sirach 7:15. Hate not laborious work, neither husbandry, which the Most High hath ordained. And that's just a plain one. Hate not laborious work. You know, because certain goals you want to achieve in your life, you know, like, damn, this shit gonna be hard. Especially if it has to deal with the flesh. Especially if it's something that your flesh is used to and your flesh is comfortable with. You know what I'm saying? You can start off on a good pace. You know, you can start off on a routine, but overall, your flesh is gonna fight against what you're trying to achieve, man. And when your flesh fight against it, what it's trying to do is to get you to quit. You know, but you got to remember your why. You got to remember what outcome you trying to achieve, man. And those will help you to continue. All right. Psalms 128:1. Blessed is everyone that feareth the Lord, Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, that walketh in his ways. For thou shalt eat the labor of thy hands. Happy shalt thou be, and it shall be well with thee. All right, because the spirit is going to tell you what you need to do, to improve your life, man. All right, me, I was a skinny shy nigga, man. You know, I didn't have much weight to me. You know, I was nervous when it came to talking to women. You know, nervous within large crowds and whatnot. You know, but hey, I put that hard work in, going to the gym 3-4 times a week. Like I said, working on social skills, working on approaching, which, I'm not trying to make it seem like, you know, being able to talk to women is such a big flex, but, I'm just going off my own personal experiences. Working on social skills, cold approaching, hey, trying and failing, before you able to, actually achieve a certain level where you want, you're going to fail, man. You have to fail, start over, get on yourself like, man, what the fuck I'm doing? And then hey, guess what? You got to pick it back up and keep going, man. All right. And when we have these approaches, when it comes to things in our personal life, it translates to things in the truth. Okay. Because once you get the discipline to do certain things, that's going to increase the discipline to read, to watch videos, to study, showing up on time. You see? So having discipline and pushing ourselves is an aspect of this truth, man. We always say you want to see improvement from yourself 6 months before or even a year before. Flashback to a year now, to a year later, and see where you increase, Proverbs 10 verse 15, the rich man's wealth is his strong city. The destruction of the poor is their poverty. The labor of the righteous tendeth to life, but the fruit of the wicked is sin. He is in the way of life that keepeth instruction, but he that refuseth reproof erreth. Say the labor of the righteous tendeth to life. All right, but what does it mean? You got to put in labor, because end of the day, we not gonna get the perfect life into the kingdom, right? But on a certain level, there's things you can improve today. There's things that you can make better today, man. Like I said, it could be personal shit. It could even be finances, man. Getting your fucking credit right is laborious. Developing good credit is laborious. It takes time. It gets frustrating. But you know what? After that, then once you achieve that, you be like, damn, you can kind of, what as the scripture say, you can kind of eat the fruit of your labor. All right, so this life don't have to be complete hell, torment, and frustration, man. Even though we are subject to it, but also with our self-discipline and with our work ethic, you know what I'm saying? Certain things we could turn around. Like if you got a money demon on you, yeah, you might want to put in the laborious work and labor to get your finances right. If you got an issue with women and you always sticking with your dick, you gotta put in the laborious labor to put your dick away, man. Even though you might have, might have chicks hitting your phone up, or you know what I'm saying, you might have urges. Hey, you might, bro, just just tell yourself, you know what, I'm not even on that, man, and pick up something else. It may seem easy to say, but for some of us, it may not be that easy, man. It may be a laborious work, but as we got Sirach 7:15, hate not laborious work, man. We not supposed to run away from challenges, man. Proverbs 21:15, the desire of the slothful killeth him, and his hands refuse to labor. You see? So sometimes when you see brothers in the truth or people in the world having things that you can achieve, it's a matter of work ethic and it's a matter of effort, man. All right. Now everything in the world doesn't need to be achieved. Some things you can live without, but we know within our spirit what we can and what we can't do, man. So it's the desire of the slothful killeth him, right? How come you want to desire something, but you got a slothful spirit to where you ain't gonna do what it takes to get it, man? For his hands refuse to labor. You see? As Outcast said, you just got to get up, get out, and get something. Don't be sitting there letting life pass you by. Ecclesiastes 2:24. There is nothing better for a man that he should eat and drink, and that he should make his soul enjoy good in his labor. This also I saw, that it was from the hand of the Most High. Right, exactly, man. You know, I take pride in you know, pushing my body, man, when it comes to fitness and things like that. Hey, I take pride of not having to struggle being completely broke all the time. You know, I ain't gonna act like I'm rich, but you know what I'm saying? I put in the work and been diligent with finances to where, you know, if something happened, it ain't the end of the world. You know, those things ease your mind, man. Cause I remember what it's like only having $100 in savings, man. But then once you realize to have some change, yo fucking stress levels go down, man. Cause you know what? I can live with this. I can live without it, man. All right. You know, hey, going to the women tip. You know, hey, man, I done been in some situations with some fine shit, man. And sometimes so there's nothing better for a man that he should eat and drink, and that he should make his soul enjoy good his labor. Right. Even though we know these women is trash, but you know what the scriptures say? A man loveth a woman with a beautiful countenance, man. You know what I'm saying? So, but once again, all this shit don't come overnight, man. Some things you gotta labor for. Some things you gotta tell yourself it's time to level up. Cause your flesh cool. Your flesh is a nigga sitting on the couch watching TV that pretty much don't want to go nowhere. But your spirit is the one, you know, your spirit is the one that wants to keep pushing and level up, man. What the scriptures say, the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak, man. But no, I just want to do that. Lord willing, edifying, all praise, honor, and glory goes to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Kakradash. All praises to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom.